It is late in the day on Friday. I don't think I've had a chance to say hello to you yet today, but it's been a busy day. I don't think did I even open my minis today? I think, yes, I opened my yarn mini. I did not open my fiber mini yet. I did spin yesterday's fiber mini late last night while I was waiting for yesterday's Vlogmas to finish doing its thing, because my computer was supposed to do an update last night, and they're like, leave your computer on and open and everything, and I did, and I got everything done before I went to bed and left it open, and this morning it's like, you need to restart your computer. I'm like, that's why I left you open last night. Anyway, yeah, I got up this morning and I knit on a few things. If I have pictures, I'll insert them. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm really kind of discombobulated today. I knit on a couple more little tiny things for Advent packages for Emma. And I did put my stripe in my socks for today. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you about my socks. So last night while I was waiting for the video to process, I thought, okay, well, I'll work on my socks. So I went to put yesterday's stripe in, only when I got done doing both stripes, I realized I used the wrong ball of yarn. I used a stripe that I had already used further back, but it was a similar color. And so I said, I don't care. I just have an extra stripe in these socks. I certainly wasn't taking it out. So then I did yesterday's stripe. So I have an extra stripe in my socks, but at least both socks have the same extra stripe. So I did that last night. So I am up to date on my socks, because I did do today's while I was doing a Vogue Knitting Live. I had 2 Vogue Knitting Live things today. I had a lecture with Franklin Habit on, I don't remember the long title, but it's just like really weird things that, like, in the Victorian era they used to put in these one particular like knitting pamphlets and stuff. It was really cool. So I'll put the actual name of it down here, because I guess he does that lecture, at other times. So this afternoon I took the boob camp class that I told you about. I think I mentioned it. I was really looking forward to taking it because it's about making garment adjustments for larger busts. And I think in theory it was probably a very good class. There were a ton of handouts, which I understood the equations that she was using and how she was coming at it. She is a proponent of vertical bust darts as opposed to horizontal bust darts, and her explanation about that made total sense to me. But I realized about myself, I am not good at these kind of theory classes. My brain does not work that way. Like the Intarsia class yesterday, which was hands-on, and I could do it right then and there and see a result. That I'm great with. Same with the mosaic class I took last month. It's something that I can tangibly do and see the outcome. This, we were plugging numbers into equations, and you had to imagine how they were going to work out. And while in theory, yeah, I can imagine that, it wasn't the class, and I don't think it was the instructor. I think it was just, this isn't the way I learn well. Which is probably why whenever I do work on sweaters, rather than trying to insert things like that based on equations and stuff, I tend to make my modifications on a trial and error basis, which maybe isn't the best way to go about it, because it often involves a whole lot of ripping out and reknitting. But it's what works best for me. And that's just the way I learn. I learn by doing, and I think I've finally realized about myself, and I need to stop taking these kinds of classes that are just theory and listening to this stuff and to apply it later. It may have actually gotten to a point where she was going to have you maybe do something with actual knitting. I logged out of the class before it was over because I was so overwhelmed, and there was a lot of extraneous noise going on in the class because not everybody had their microphones muted, including one person who had very, very loud birds in their home. And I was just on overwhelm. Like I was on overload and I couldn't take it. It was just too much. So I had to log out. Again, I'm not blaming the teacher or the coursework. I think it was wonderful material, and if you learn really well that way, then I would say go for it. You know, take that kind of class. The information was good. I'm glad I have the handouts, and I may try to, you know, plug that kind of thing in. It's not difficult. I may try to apply it in some sweater at some point, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that was the end of that. There is a keynote talk tomorrow by Felicia Lowe, which I may try to log into since it's part of my ticket cost that I already paid. So, and I like Felicia Lowe. She's always very interesting and she's quite talented. So she's from Sweet Georgia. Anyway. So yeah, that has been my day. I did some dyeing this morning. It was so funny. You know, I wound yarn yesterday. You saw me doing that, and I didn't get everything wound that I meant to wind yesterday. I just got really, really tired, and I thought, okay, I have 2 more sets. I'll do them in the morning. So I came down this morning, did them first thing. It was all inversibles that I was doing today for special orders. And I dyed up the special orders, and I'm looking and I'm like, I still have inversibles left over. And I realized that I wound more than I actually needed. So the ones that I wound this morning, I didn't really even need to wind. But instead of just letting them sit there, I decided to dye them up, and they will be in the shop update next Wednesday. And I did these in the combination of the sugar plum color combination. So there's the darker 2 shades and then the lighter 2 shades. I have 2 sets of each, and that's all I'll be putting up of those, and since they weren't even meant to go up anyway. So those 2 sets of each set, so that's 4 sets altogether. Gosh, see, math is not my friend sometimes. Yeah, those will be the last of those. But anyway, if you can hear water, there's a gutter, a downspout right over there. I'm sitting underneath our deck. I don't know if you could, there. That's the deck floor. We redid our deck this summer, and we tore it completely off, and we put down a drainage system, which is awesome because now we can store stuff under here, like this chair and this wheelbarrow that has the last of our squash, which I just realized when I came down here, a couple of them must have frozen recently. So I'm not sure they'll be any good. We had a lot of spaghetti squash, and we kind of ate a bunch of them, and then we're like, I can't eat any more spaghetti squash. I might take one up and make it for dinner tonight, though, since I'm down here. And my kayaks are stored down here. It'll be several months before I get to take one of those out again, though, to the lakes. Yeah, so it's just really nice, though, because our deck is beautiful now. It's very, very functional. You're not at risk of killing yourself. We put railing up. It did not have railing, the old one. So you can see that. And we got an awning, one of those, what are they called? Sunsetter awnings. So there's one of those up there too. We got a lot of use out of it last summer once we got it finished. That was what our COVID summer was all about. It was about home improvements. So anyway, yeah, I came out here thinking, oh, the sun's out. I can sit outside and get some vitamin D and get warm. But it's not warm now. It's chilly because the sun clearly is going down. And I think I'm going to go in the house. I have to figure out what we're having for dinner. I don't know. I don't even have a clue what I want to make, but it might be something with a spaghetti squash. I think I'm just going to take it easy this evening. I may do some spinning. I realize that I'm trying to process these videos earlier in the day so that I'm not doing them late at night like I was last night. But then that means whatever I do in the evening, I don't really get to put in that day's video. So I think I'm just going to be okay with putting them in like the beginning of the next day's videos. Hope you don't mind that. But that's about all I can do with that because I don't want to be up super late every night processing these videos. So anyway, I hope you've had a good Friday. I hope maybe you're doing something fun this weekend, even if it means, you know, staying close to home and doing something fun. There's Kit Kat. Oh, he's not a fan of being... Kit Kat. Meow. 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 He's so talkative. Oh, and there's Tippy, because she heard somebody talking. What you doing? Be nice. Kit Kat is an old kitty, and Tippy is still a baby. She's 3, and Kit Kat only puts up with her for so long. So anyway, I'm gonna head in because I'm actually very cold right now, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. I don't really have anything exciting going on this weekend. It's going to be a big dyeing weekend because I'm finishing up the dyeing for Wednesday's shop update. So I really don't know if I will put up a video both tomorrow and Sunday. I may just group them together into one video. So if you don't see one going up for day 12, don't panic. Not that I think you're going to be panicking, but it will go up. It just may go up with day 13. So anyway, have a really good weekend. No matter what you're doing, I hope you have fun at it. Get some crafting in, enjoy some pre-holiday spirit, and I will catch you at least in a day or two. Bye!